Craving a manageable folding e-bike that traverses all terrain, one that packs in features you'd never expect for a budget-priced electric bike? To say that the Ride1Up Portola has massive value for a fold-up electric bike is an understatement. But is it just another affordable but cheap e-bike? Watch as I show you everything the Portola offers. I'll point out the pros and cons and help you decide if this compact e-bike is worth your money. Further, I'll share something shocking you have never seen in one of my reviews. I'm Lisa from eBiking Today, and I'm geared up to show you everything you need to know about this budget folding bike in the Ride1Up Portola electric bike review. The first thing you should know is that its retail price of only $9.95 is competitive with the Lectric XP3 at $10.95. Even comparing sales prices, the Portola beats its competition by around $100. Check the Portola's best price in the link I provided below the video. However, whether Ride1Up's first ever folding e-bike offers greater value than the competition is another thing entirely. Let's look at the pros and cons of the Ride1Up Portola to find out. Pros of the Portola electric bike. 750 watt sustained geared hub motor with 65 Newton meters of torque. For a smaller folding e-bike, I was surprised that the Portola had so much power. The motor performs well by kicking off quickly and keeping its speed. Class 1 to 3 capable electric bike. The Portola speeds up to 28 miles per hour with 5 levels of pedal assist, or up to 20 miles per hour using the left thumb throttle. I appreciate that the throttle put out as much juice as I wanted, when I wanted it, rather than limiting its power by pedal assist level. You can change between classes using the display by pressing the plus and minus buttons at the same time. Changing your e-bike's classification is handy when riding in national parks and other locations that restrict Class 2 or 3 e-bikes. FYI, you can also modify pedal assist sensitivity in these settings. Dual piston hydraulic brakes. These add way more value than the mechanical disc brakes put on most inexpensive electric bikes. Yes, I love that this e-bike is going to stop when I need it to, especially when riding dirt and gravel. 20 by 3-inch cross-country tires. Even though they're smaller tires, they have chunky knobs that made me feel comfortable riding over dirt and rocks without slipping. 80 millimeters suspension travel with hydraulic lockout. Trust me, this suspension makes all the difference. When I first got on the Portola, I thought I must have overinflated the tires because the ride was so hard. As it turns out, the suspension was in lockout mode. So, let me suggest that you unlock it before riding. Shimano parts. Another sign of good value is the use of a Shimano Altus 8-speed shifter, cassette, and derailleur. It's promising that the Ride1Up didn't use cheaper parts just to make its e-bike affordable. Rear rack. With a pannier side mount and a weight capacity of 130 pounds, you can add a child seat, heavy cargo, or even a passenger. You can see that the Portola electric bike has lots of value for the price. But there are still other advantages that add even more value. Before I mention these, I'd appreciate you taking a second to subscribe to eBiking Today. I promise to give you more helpful reviews and information. Now, other pros of the Ride1Up Portola include hardened alloy fenders, a taillight that doubles as a brake light, and even connector cables that are easy to get to at the top, instead of threaded through the whole bike frame. Another huge pro is that the Ride1Up Portola is a manageable folding e-bike. What I mean by that is this. Even with its hefty payload capacity, the Portola weighs only 60 pounds. Compare that to the 64-pound Lectric XP3 and the 68-pound Aventon Sinch 2. But here's what was most shocking. I lifted the folded Portola into the van all by myself, which I've never done with an electric folding bike. Not only is it lighter than similar electric bikes, but it also has an attached strap to hold together the folded frame. I was surprised that all 5 feet 1 inches of me could manage it. This should assure smaller riders and those concerned about lifting an e-bike that they can probably manage the Portola. Overall, this Ride1Up e-bike seems to be a great value. However, I did find a few small concerns. Here are the cons of the Ride1Up Portola. Comfort saddle? I didn't find it so comfy, but this is really more of a personal opinion, and you can easily replace the seat with some of the money you're saving on the Portola in the first place. Lack of a protector bar on the derailleur. This is a little disappointing, especially on a folding bike that's going to be hauled to other places or stored folded up. No preload adjustment. As I mentioned earlier, the suspension has a lockout, but you can't adjust for the load. So even though the Portola can carry up to 300 pounds, a large load may cause the seat to bottom out. What you need to know before you buy. Overall, the Ride1Up Portola is a solid electric folding bike with better features than other e-bikes at the same price point. But let's check out other important details. Range. You can ride a range of 20 to 40 miles with the 995 e-bike or 25 to 45 miles with the optional 13.4 amp hour battery upgrade for about $100 more. Sizing and fit. Make sure you'll comfortably fit by checking out the sizing chart on the Ride1Up website. I've added the link below. I put the seat up higher than typical for myself, so I question whether it would fit a rider over 6 feet. Assembly. I'm happy to say that Ride1Up has figured out that we don't want to assemble our new e-bikes. In fact, the Portola was completely assembled except for the header tube and handlebars. Front wheel, check. Pedals, check. Rack and fenders, check. Plus, it comes with a step-by-step card showing you what's left to assemble. Although I noticed they forgot to mention attaching the seat and tightening up the display. Color choices. Okay, come on. The sea turquoise color is a ton of fun, but if it's not for you, check out the indigo or charcoal options. So, is the Portola right for you? It may be the best e-bike for you if you want one that travels with you. Whether you are an RVer or live it up in posh hotels, this foldable bike can go with you. It's also a great choice if you want to ride on any terrain, especially if you need to pack it up to get to a trailhead. The Portola may not be right for you if you don't have any need to fold a bike, or if you have an extra $500 or more in your budget and want to get an e-bike with a torque sensor and longer range. To conclude the Ride1Up Portola electric bike review, I'd have to say that Ride1Up has done it again, but even better. The Portola is a quality, feature-filled electric bike at a ridiculously affordable price. It's definitely worth checking out. But whatever you decide, enjoy your ride.